When you hear the words battle tank, what comes to mind first? Huge machines bringing destruction on the battlefield? But what if I told you that old, tried and tested tanks can be modernized and turned into real engineering marvels? Meet the Sabra Mk2. This tank, built on the base of the old M60, underwent serious upgrades that make it one of the most powerful and modern tanks today. But how did this happen? You'll find out in this video. Many people who have heard of the Sabra Mk2 probably don't even realize that its predecessor was the M60 tank, one of the most popular battle tanks of the 1960s. Originally developed in the United States, this tank was used by many armies around the world. But over time it became outdated, and here, Israeli engineers came to the rescue. When Israel faced the need to upgrade its military equipment, it turned its attention to the M60. Israel had already used this tank in its arsenal, but the old vehicle needed improvements to meet modern standards. In 2000, the first version of the upgraded tank, Sabra Mk1, was introduced. The Sabra Mk1 was an enhanced version of the M60. It received new fire control systems, reinforced armor, and a modernized engine. This tank proved its effectiveness and showed that an old machine could be transformed into a high-tech combat unit. But Israeli engineers didn't stop there. A few years later, the Sabra Mk2 version appeared, and it became even more powerful and advanced. Unlike the previous model, the Sabra Mk2 received new armor materials, an improved fire control system, and powerful weaponry. This tank became much more effective on the battlefield and incorporated many technologies that made it one of the most advanced in its class. One of the key features of the Sabra Mk2 is its armor. Unlike the M60, which was equipped with weaker armor, the Sabra Mk2 uses complex multi-layered armor designs and additional protection against missiles and shells. For example, the tank can be fitted with an active protection system that destroys threats before they have a chance to damage the vehicle. But armor isn't the only feature of the Sabra Mk2. The tanks are equipped with a 120mm smoothbore gun, much more powerful than the weapon of the old M60. With this gun, the tank can effectively engage targets at long distances, whether they are enemy tanks, fortifications, or infantry. In addition to the gun, the tank is equipped with modern fire control systems. This allows the crew to accurately fire at moving targets. Whereas this used to require a lot of calculations and skill, now it can be done easily and precisely using electronics that simply and accurately find and hit targets. But what truly makes the Sabra Mk2 unique is its engine. Sabra tanks are equipped with powerful engines that can reach speeds of up to 60 km per hour on roads and confidently maneuver across rough terrain. This is much faster and more mobile than the old M60, which was slow and cumbersome. When it comes to interior features, the Sabra Mk2 also meets modern requirements. Advanced electronics help the crew track the battlefield situation, and the improved air conditioning system makes service inside the tank much more comfortable. But what's important is how the Sabra Mk2 performs in battle. This tank significantly improved its combat capabilities compared to the original model. While it was relatively easy to destroy the M60 with modern anti-tank weapons, the Sabra Mk2 can fight for much longer, thanks to its armor, enhanced protection systems, and firepower. In recent years, the Sabra Mk2 has also gained popularity outside of Israel. For example, Turkey purchased several of these tanks for its army to improve the combat abilities of its old M60 tanks. This proves that the Sabra Mk2 is not just an upgrade but a real engineering masterpiece. It's also worth noting that, despite its power, the Sabra Mk2 is an incredibly reliable machine. It is designed to withstand the toughest operational conditions. Engineers ensured that the tank could function in any environment, from hot deserts to cold mountains. From a tactical perspective, the Sabra Mk2 gives armies the ability to use it effectively in a variety of combat situations. Thanks to its mobility, powerful weaponry, and high protection, this tank can be used for both offensive operations and defense. In fact, the Sabra Mk2 is not just a machine, it's a symbol of how old equipment can be turned into something new, modern, and effective. After all, as we see, every generation of equipment has its potential, and sometimes all it takes is the right upgrades to unlock it. Israeli engineers made the Sabra Mk2 a tank capable of competing with the most modern battle machines in the world. It can perform its task effectively in a variety of conditions, whether in the desert or dense forests, while remaining one of the most reliable and powerful tanks. But this is not the end. The Sabra Mk2 continues to be upgraded and improved. In the future, we may see even more advanced versions of this machine, capable of setting even higher standards in the world of combat vehicles. The Sabra Mk2 is an example of how Israeli engineers approach their work with intelligence and innovation. It's not just a tank, but a whole concept of how military equipment can be improved using modern technologies. And perhaps that's what makes the Sabra Mk2 so special and important for modern armies. Now that you know all about the Sabra Mk2, we hope you've seen just how fascinating and important this piece of military equipment is. Tanks that have gone through complex upgrades can become real symbols of progress and technological superiority. But remember, this story isn't over because new models and improvements will continue to develop. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. We're always happy to share interesting facts and stories with you. Share your thoughts on the Sabra Mk2, and we'll continue to delight you with new videos on exciting topics. Thanks for being with us.